Now, the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has responded just a few hours after the police were captured on camera brutally shooting and ending the lives of Kenyans once again during the Saba protest. Yes, now you remember CS Kipchumba Murkomen was on the hot seat last week after he gave the police a shoot to kill order when they see a protester approaching a police station, which he later came on to try and defend himself, but the orders were still the orders. Now, today, on July 7th, during the Saba demonstrations, Kenyans across the country tried to step out into the streets to go and protest against this government, but they were, however, met with heavy security like never before. The roads leading to major parts of the Nairobi CBD were closed down to deny any access to the CBD, while also in places like Thika Road, the police had put many roadblocks starting from Roysambu all the way up to the CBD. Now, in areas like Ngong here in Nairobi CBD, the police were joined by civilian dressed police officers who opened live bullets on to the protesters. That is the latest that we can confirm to you right now, that at least 10 people lost their lives today, as reported by the KNHR, which says that at least 10 people lost their lives, of 35 were arrested and many others were injured during the protest that was marked today. Now, after that, whatever we witnessed today, Kipchumba Murkomen took to his X page and reacted to the police, congratulating them for what he calls a job well done. And this is part of the tweet that Kipchumba Murkomen tweeted, and I quote, Saba commemorates a turning point in our country's journey to multi-party democracy, order and better governance. Kenyans have the right to mark the day in peace and decency. Unfortunately, peaceful demonstrations have recently been infiltrated by criminals out to cause chaos and destruction. This evening, I went around Nairobi City to thank our law enforcement officers who were on duty to ensure the safety of our people and the security of their property. Thanks to their efforts and other officers across the country, incidents of violence and looting and destruction of property were markedly reduced today compared to last week. We are committed to ensuring that demonstration and protest are peaceful and orderly. The criminals who wreaked havoc on the June 25th demonstrations have already been charged in court. Likewise, those responsible for today's incidents will also be investigated and charged. While the inconvenience faced in accessing places of work today is regrettable, the heightened security measures were necessary to ensure the safety of our people and the security of their property and businesses. And of court, that is Kipchumba Murkomen, and we have pictures of himself when he was congratulating the police officers around the streets of Nairobi for a job which he calls well done. He says that the police officers did their job to protect the property of people which was destroyed, as was seen in June 25th, and says that the police have done their work. However, after Kipchumba Murkomen's tweet, as you can expect, Kenyans were so fuming with him in the comment section, because today what we saw on social media, especially from areas like Ngong, Kangemi, also in Rongai, we saw police fire bullets into people, and we actually have videos of police shooting and dropping down comrades, innocent Kenyans who lost their lives today by just going out to the streets being unarmed. And whatever we saw, even the goons working hand to hand with the police officers who were not who are protecting the goons, and they allowed them to even go to an extent of beating civilians. Now, this is a reaction. Ethical Watchdog says police officers have continued to disregard and unapologetically violate Section 101 of the National Police Service Act and Chapter 31 of the National Police Service Standing Orders with the government's blessings. If those that are supposed to enforce laws and orders are the ones breaking them, they have no moral authority to tell us what's law and what's not law. Lead by example. Dona Mugo says, usiku unatupostia ujinga msee, you are very useless. Wewe na kila mtu naona hapo. That is a very mad person for what happened. Anwar Sadat on X tweeted, and I quote, police officers are on record telling Kenyans that they have orders and authorization to kill them. Tells them they will sleep in the mortuary today and then goes ahead and kill 3 people after that. How many human sacrifices does this God of yours need? How much people will you kill? End of tweet. Now, this is after a clip that was recorded today of a police officer who was visibly or who was clearly heard telling Kenyans who are on the streets that I have the authority to kill you. This is how he actually put it. He said, niko na ruhusa ya kukua wewe, usicheze na mimi, utalala kwa fridge. But that is what the police officer had tweeted, and Kipchumba Murkomen's tweet now has just added more fury to citizens who are not taking whatever the police are doing somehow, because you remember the police have been banned by the rule that is in the National Police Service not to use excessive force. They have also been cautioned many times by the authorities which defend human rights not to do so, but anytime there are protests, the police will always never listen. They go to the streets, like we also saw today. They came in civilian clothes and fired, and they were actually covering their mask, which is contrary to the court order which was issued following the shooting of the mask vendor Boniface Kariuki. Now, police were told not to go to the streets wearing masks, but today the police officers who were spotted in so many similar Subaru vehicles were all covered with masks up to their face. So this is what Kipchumba Murkomen has said, and he says that he commends the police response to Saba protest and cites that there was reduced cases of violence, looting and vandalism compared to June 25th. Yes, that is the tweet. I don't know what you guys think about this story. I'm just here to inform you and update you on what the Interior Cabinet CS has said as of today. Thank you so much for watching, and will be following up. I can also see a tweet which says Raila Odinga has said that Murkomen was totally out of order on the shoot to kill order. He apologized to me and the people. He said the police should handle people with care. That is what Raila Odinga said today, that Murkomen was out of order. Yes, so I don't know guys what you think about this story. There's a very sad video which the police officers were seen dragging a protester who they had shot, and they dragged his body across the street and into their police station. It is very sad guys. I can tell you that the videos that are online are very heartbreaking. So that is the sad state of our country, Kenya. People online are saying that we need to pray for our country, because whatever is happening is something that is unheard of. It's things that we have been seeing in movies, but for now they are real, for real, happening in our country. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe. We meet in the next one.